everyone, and welcome to the Margaret Home's second annual Mother-Daughter Sister-Friend event. I'm Paula Balemjian, founder and president of the Margaret Home. Today we come together to support the Margaret Home, which is our community's only home of its kind that provides a program of hope for pregnant women and their children. The Margaret Home is dedicated to serving women through all stages of pregnancy and early motherhood. The Margaret Home is here for pregnant women and children in their most vulnerable time. And we come together to celebrate you, the women we love most. Thank you to all of you at home tuning in. At the Margaret Home, everything we do is designed to provide pregnant women in need with access to a caring and nurturing home environment that nurtures an empowered spirit and healthy lifestyle. While in our home, each mother creates a self-directed action plan designed to enable the achievement of personal, educational, and professional goals that can lead to her independence as a woman and leader in her family. I am inspired every day by the collective strength of women supporting women. I witness this day in and day out. During the holidays, I watched the tender exchange of handmade gifts given between each mother. Each gift was beautifully and tenderly handcrafted, speaking the message, I see you. To be seen, to be loved, to be worthy of another's care is what I see in the day-to-day exchanges. The power of women supporting women is an often unrealized strength in our community that can change the direction of lives. We have a powerful and moving program scheduled for you today. You'll hear from members of our team, including our RAs, case managers, operations manager, and volunteers. You will learn about the incredible work we're doing and how we have supported our pregnant women in need throughout the pandemic. We will celebrate the impact the Margaret Home has made through many of our community partnerships, and you'll learn how you can help. Our goal today is to raise money for the pregnant women and children who are served by the Margaret Home every single day. We have several ways for you to donate through the program. They are listed at the bottom of your screen. We invite you to listen to the program and encourage you to take that next step to show your support and donate using the link that has been placed in the chat. In the spring of 2016, several people gathered in a small room to discuss a new idea. Could a home be started where the care of women and their children and their future be the focus for Rochester's most vulnerable? The answer was, and continues to be, a resounding yes. It was decided that through the collective strengths of our volunteers, we could do this. We received our New York State and federal government nonprofit status in October of 2016. 1 year later, we purchased a former convent from the Sisters of St. Joseph with donated funds. In January of 2018, the process of renovation of the convent began in earnest. And then 18 months later, in June of 2019, the Margaret Home opened her doors to women. Our mothers come from many different walks, but they have one thing in common: they're tough. In partnership with our staff, women of the Margaret Home are called to reconcile their past so that it will no longer chart their future. The program the women use to chart their new future is approached with the mind, body, spirit model. Addressing the mind means education, budgeting skills, technical training, and job opportunities, as well as mental health connections. The Margaret Home connects the women with local tutors to help complete their high school degree requirements. It also connects them with secondary education opportunities with local community colleges and training opportunities through REOC. The Margaret Home works closely with local nonprofits and other community-based organizations to address mental health. Willow Domestic Violence Center and Resolve of Rochester have both been instrumental in providing the women with much-needed education and interpersonal skills. Body awareness and education is crucial for charting healthy development for babies and for the mothers caring for them. The Margaret Home works with OTs who help the mothers notice the developmental stages for their newborns. We have worked with healthy moms who provide a large menu of support. We also have a parenting class taught by a child developmental psychologist. The third pillar of support in the Margaret Home is spiritual. To neglect this pillar is to ignore a crucial piece in a woman. The spiritual life of a woman is supported by connecting the woman with chaplains in a monthly group class. The Margaret Home has found that women are hungry for this support. With each addressed, the mind, the body, and spirit, it is my hope that every woman who walks through our doors will walk out empowered to make sustainable choices for themselves and their babies. Like many businesses and organizations in our community, the Margaret Home was impacted by COVID in a way that caused us to pause and pivot. When COVID hit in March of 2020, the Margaret Home was enjoying the residence of 4 women and 4 babies. The call to shelter in place was a difficult requirement for the women of the home. 3 of the women left immediately, joining family, friends, or whoever they contacted within the Rochester area. Following the health department's mandates at the time, the Margaret Home had required the women to shelter in place in the home itself. This was a hardship for the women who resided at the home, as they had previously enjoyed the freedom of visiting their families. The last woman left at the end of April 2020. We at the Margaret Home did not close our doors, but used this time as an opportunity to enhance our policies, strengthen our program with connections to the community-based support in Rochester, and instituting a COVID cleaning practice throughout the home. Since then, we have welcomed many women through our doors. We are now in a power position to walk with women in life-changing strides. I'm excited to introduce you to Cassidy Kress, Olivia Colburn, and Ann Donahue, our resident advisors. The role of the RAs at the Margaret Home is one that is crucial to the function and health of the Margaret Home. The RAs of the Margaret Home work very closely with the mothers to ensure that all household policies and procedures are maintained in order to achieve safety and compliance. But more importantly, they are the person who walks alongside the mother and fosters a sense of family and community among those mothers. The RAs have many roles within the Margaret Home, but most importantly is their interaction with the mothers of the home to walk with that mom in that journey of empowerment.
Our shifts start at 9 in the evening and we go until 8 in the morning. Our role is sort of, I guess we're here in case of emergency. We're on call overnight if someone goes into labor or if there's some sort of emergency. But we're also here to be a leader, to have to hold them to different boundaries and standards and to learn to encourage them. You know, in a way that's palatable for them, that you're not being bossy, but that you're walking alongside them and you're guiding them.
How are they going to be?
The biggest part of my job, I'd say, is just giving them the support that they need too, because a lot of times that's what they lack. And just having an extra person within the home that they trust and can go to for help and support, and just accepting the women for who they are and helping them to accomplish their goals is really, really necessary for the job.
Some have been in incarceration. A lot of them will have a history of some sort of trauma or abuse, domestic violence or drug abuse, or things that have caused them to need the supports that are here. They can stay here for up to 2 years, which really gives them enough time, hopefully, to make new habits and a new way of life. To my mind, that's one of the things that makes the Margaret Home different, is that it's not for crisis situations specifically. I mean, obviously those are very important as well, but as long as they're wanting the things that are here, they can stay for those 2 years and really learn a new way of being, instead of just having their immediate needs met and then being back to wherever they were before.
Empowered women empower other women. So by seeing how strong the women are here, even if they're going through a rough time, it helps me stay encouraged, be like, hey, maybe I'm struggling with something, but if they can power through this, I can power through this too.
A lot of people come in thinking that it's just about holding babies all the time, but it's so much more than that. That's just a plus to me. I do dinner with them, and I make sure that they get to their evening programs, which are held after dinner.
I feel that since I am 19, I'm still a kid myself, so I've matured in the ways of learning parenting skills for the future, getting to work with the kids and get some inspiration from the moms, hearing their stories and learning that everyone really comes from a lot of different paths of life, and seeing them come here and work as hard as they do to get better is incredible.
As RAs, we're not the main staff members. We're not the ones necessarily connecting them to the different services, but our role, I think, is it's sort of more smaller and more humble in some ways, that we're the ones that see them in the morning and say good morning, or that how was your day at the end of the day. There's something really special in that, to know that that we're walking alongside them, and that in whatever small way that we're making a difference, and that really that they're impacting us as well, that we're learning things from them and being inspired by their tenacity.
It made me realize that there's a bunch of different types of people out there, come from different backgrounds, and that at the end of the day, we're all just people. You know, so the women that come into the home are trying to do what's best for them, what's best for their kids, whether it be a career path or going through school. I just hope by the time that they're graduated from the program that we gave them everything that they need to be successful on their own and be independent with their child.
For the moms that are getting their GED or they are in college, I'm in college right now. So I can help them with studying or like keep them focused, like, hey, you have a test tomorrow, let's study together, and just trying to be a positive impact. You want to be here to help them, but you don't want to switch the focus on yourself. You want to keep the focus on them. So my biggest challenge is not trying to like be like, oh yeah, I'm going through this, or oh, I've been through that. It's like, hey, maybe I can just weed the knowledge out of that and pass it on, but not make it about yourself.
I think that the most meaningful part of my job is being able to watch them grow and watch them succeed, especially when they spend a lot of time here. We're able to see all of the stepping stones that they're meeting in order to accomplish what goals they set for themselves. So every stepping stone that they take is really fulfilling to see.
The biggest reward is seeing the moms and the babies happy and healthy. I just really hope that they can fight through, even through the highs and lows, to get through the 2 years for their program and accomplish everything they want to accomplish so they can go out into the world and be ready to roll.
No, it's not always easy, but it's really meaningful. I think at the end of the day, to know that you've helped someone, the women here, there's other places they could live, but they're here because they want to make a change in their lives, and for their child, that they want to give them a better life.
Right now I'm in a gap year, so next year I'm going to college and everything, so I think this is a huge stepping stone to the next chapter of my life. It gave me a lot of skills that I'm able to take with me throughout the rest of my life. A big part is acceptance, patience, just learning new things about new people and being able to stay open-minded to different types of people that I meet throughout the rest of my life, really.
You'll definitely walk away with a happy heart and just knowing that, hey, I helped someone today, and it's really nice.
One of the greatest joys I have felt at the Margaret Home is watching the transformation in the lives of the RAs who work here. It has been an unexpected pleasure to not only see the resident women change, but the Margaret Home RAs grow, flourish, and deepen their sensitivities to other women's journeys. Their own empowerment, their own growth, their worlds widened, and their hearts deepened in love for another has been a true gift to me and to the home. As I watch the RAs work with the resident women, I am mindful of how this is how a community comes together in a very personal way to help affect the change in the lives of one another. You can support the incredible work of our staff by donating through the link placed in the chat or by mailing a check made out to the Margaret Home, P.O. Box 214, East Rochester, New York, 14445. At the Margaret Home, we take a multidisciplinary, collaborative approach. We believe that if we can empower pregnant women through meeting some of their most basic needs, shelter, food, childcare, and a nurturing, stable environment, then they can focus on educational and self-sustaining life and employment skills to set them up for a sustainable path to success. Next, you will hear from Dawn Pietropolo, our case manager, and Nancy Colburn, our operations manager. The case manager's role is a vital piece to the program at the Margaret Home. She completes the intake process, she orients the new mothers to the program, she provides case management for the mothers once they're in the program with initial and periodic evaluations of health, psychological, and social needs. She conducts one-to-one case management sessions to develop an individual life plan for each mother. She maintains information on our database for both mother and baby. Her unique capacity to hear each woman's heart, sort through the myriad of stories, and help develop a plan that is both personal and empowering is a role that is at the heart of the home. The role of the operations manager is to provide direction and leadership to the staff and the volunteers at the Margaret Home. She also promotes linkages with community organizations and businesses. She is part of the intake process for the program and works closely with the case manager. She manages the household operations budget, prepares the menu and shopping list for the weekly menu, She enforces the household policies and procedures while working closely with the mothers and the staff to achieve safety and compliance. She ensures the safekeeping of controlled substances and medication for the mothers. She hires, schedules, supervises, and evaluates the performance of all household staff and volunteers to ensure successful operation of the home. Without an operations manager, the day-to-day management of the home would not be possible. Her role allows for a seamless exercise of roles and productivity in the home.
As operations manager, I basically oversee the home, making sure that it's managed well. We're a program that offers the housing, but we also have skills that the women are taught. Each woman that comes through the door, they all choose a track, whether it wants to be education or career. I make sure that everybody is on target with their goals and what their needs are, and making sure that all of those programs are in place for them.
A really good candidate is someone who wants something different. You can see it in their face. Someone who just looks exhausted by life and scared and feeling like they don't know what to do, suddenly sits down and they say, when can I come? We're asking for, a level of commitment to themselves, and so we feel as if it's better to come and actually see if you see yourself here, see how you feel when you are here. And then they start meeting with me and we do safety plan, self-care plan, birth plan, if they have not delivered yet. From there, we go into a service plan and start plugging in the services that may be beneficial for them.
The most important thing for them is growth mentally, emotionally, even economically, so that once they leave, they can take that with them and carry that over to their children as well. If they have hope, the Rochester community benefits from that as well. So I think it just all, comes full circle and definitely makes a huge difference.
A lot of the girls come in here and the first thing they do is just feel safe. They don't have to worry about where am I going to stay, who's going to be behind me, how am I going to pay for this. When they can let go of their fears, that opens their mind up to being honest and open and just being free to explore themselves. It doesn't matter where you came from, it matters like what you have inside of you that you want to share.
With the need, I feel like we could grow, and there's so much more that we could offer. Once they're, learn the skills and they're employable and they partner with different employers in the community, we can still walk with them and guide them and assist them through that journey. And once they're done, they can always come back here too and tell their story.
At the Margaret home, we rely heavily on volunteers. Our volunteers are over 90% of our workforce at the Margaret home. They provide the necessary shift coverage to allow us to be a 24/7 supervised program. They also perform tasks such as administrative support, babysitting, cleaning, decorating, donation sorting, driving, fundraising, landscaping, shopping, social media support, technical support, and volunteer coordinating. The list goes on. The Margaret home could not function without its volunteers.
As a volunteer, we're sort of here to support the mission of the Margaret home. I think you need to be flexible, supportive, a good listener. Also trying to create fellowship within the group. While they're here, they learn that there are, good people in this world that they can trust. So whether they're here 2 weeks or 2 years, there's impact.
And I also got the job at Quickville.
This was such a great opportunity for me as a mom and grandma to be with moms, soon-to-be moms, and help take care of the baby if they needed it. It's easy to be here. It's, because it's like being at home. The staff is so supportive of the residents and the volunteers.
You are a sweet pea.
Sometimes I come in and babysit, which I love. I drive the girls to their OB appointments, drive them to work, helping with dinner, listening to their stories. You need to strike that balance of being a good listener, a good support person, but you're not an intervener. And that's not easy.
And how are you feeling?
I would hope that they would leave with enough confidence and respect for what they have accomplished during the time that they were here, that they will be successful mothers and women in the world.
My hopes for the women is that they can take the next step for themselves, no matter what that is. And for each of them, it's going to be different. And that they can fulfill their own dreams and the hopes that they have for themselves and their children.
If we can show these women that there are people like me that care about them, want to be with them, it is not just a volunteer job. It is a real, genuine care that we have for these women.
Remember, if you are moved by what you've seen today, you can donate by clicking the link placed in the chat or on screen, or by sending a check made out to the Margaret Home to P.O. Box 214, East Rochester, New York, 14445. We are proud to partner with many organizations within our community. We are inspired by women in leadership roles who are committed to serving and empowering other women, to guide, mentor, and support vulnerable or disadvantaged women. I'm excited to introduce you to Melissa Getzka, one of the many women entrepreneurs who support the Margaret Home. Melissa is president of U.S. Ceiling Corp. I am so inspired by her tenacity and genuine care for the individual. I was particularly moved by her authenticity and deep commitment to the empowerment of women. I know you will be as inspired by her as I am.
So here at U.S. Ceiling Corp, we have been busy for the last 20 years working within the community as a subcontractor, primarily in the commercial realm of construction, mostly working in affordable housing projects and giving back in the sense that we're helping families find more affordable housing in the city of Rochester. The significance of empowering women is that women are at the center of all things. Women have a heightened sense of empathy and a sense of greater purpose and community, and they're a great uniter of people. And so by empowering women, it's almost an exponential give back to the community at large, particularly women in the Margaret Home. They haven't had the best opportunities provided to them. They've had a lot of hardships, a lot of challenges. And I recognize that the opportunity to help these women is really changing the whole trajectory of their life. Recognizing that there's people that care genuinely for them and want the best for them and are willing to invest in their futures and the futures of their children. The Margaret Home is special to me because when I was 19 years old, I became a young mother. And unfortunately, with the challenges of the family disagreeing with my decision making and my choices, I was isolated. I didn't have a support system. And so for me, if I had a Margaret Home in my life back then, it would have prevented a lot of hardship. I went through many years of hardship trying to find my way and making sure that I was always putting my child first and trying to make the best decisions. So when I see the women at the Margaret Home, it's personal. I feel that connection and kinship, having walked a similar path. To the women of Margaret Home, I just wanted to congratulate you for making the choice to put yourself and your family first. So just take it one step at a time, be patient with yourself, and seek out network and recognize those that mean to help you and embrace that help and use it as leverage to change your life, and you will have every dream that you can imagine.
We have an incredible silent auction for you to bid on, featuring spa baskets, restaurant gift cards, art, and more. Be sure to visit our silent auction. The link has been placed in the chat, so check it out there. We have some very important sponsors that we need to thank who made today's event possible. Today would not have been made possible without the support of our volunteer committee members. Thank you. Thank you for celebrating our second annual Mother-Daughter Sister-Friend event with us. We hope you've enjoyed hearing from our team and learning about our growth. We could not have done this without the support of our community. As a reminder, if you would like to make a donation, you can do so by clicking the link in the chat or by sending a check made out to the Margaret Home, P.O. Box 214, East Rochester, New York, 14445. The silent auction is open until tomorrow night at 8 p.m., so be sure to check back often. Thank you for joining us as we empower women in our community. Your support means more than you will know. I wish you a very happy Mother's Day.